Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of this My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. I'm outside this week with Papa Ritter.
Hello. This is Sunday night we're recording, and we got the whole family over for...
Whole family minus one.
Minus one.
Minus one.
Miss Lindsay.
Yeah, it's not with us.
And we're going to have steaks.
Outdoor drinks.
Outdoor
steaks.
drinks.
It's my second steak today.
Yeah. But we usually have beef on Sunday nights. It's either hamburger or a steak, and tonight it's steak night.
I like steak night.
I do too. I do too.
Hey, if you're new to the show, it's your first time listening, thank you so much for being here. Please go ahead and subscribe.
How's that?
You can finish it off if you want. I don't care. Not much that. Oh, I guess there was more left in there than I thought.
Well, I can give you some.
It doesn't matter either way. Also, leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Share the show with your friends. You can find all of our apparel and merchandise. Bourbonshop.threadless.com. And you can become a patron of the show at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month.
Just $1.
$5 gets you some bonus content.
It does.
So, there you go. We just poured Flying Blind for this week, where I like to blind the guest co-host or whomever it might be at the time with something. This is what I put in my flask to take to Curtis's wedding reception last night.
I'm not saying anything.
He had a swig.
He had
a swig of it as well.
Did he dig it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Ooh.
It smells better today than it did yesterday.
Have I had it?
Kinda. This is what I love to do with Flying Blind. Let's mess with people a little bit.
Yeah, it's good. It burned a little bit going down, but it...
So it's a very small blend. I'm talking like... What?
You had a leaf on your arm. You threw it away. You had the worst look on your face.
I checked it. I didn't know. I wanted to get rid of it. It was on my arm.
Here.
It was annoying me. So I guess if we're going part to part, it's 1 part rare breed, and like 6 parts benchmark foolproof.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's good.
Yeah, and I was just like, I didn't want to put the whole thing with foolproof.
Yeah.
Or I didn't want to fill the whole thing with foolproof. And so I was like, I'll just cut it a little bit. And I mean, maybe an ounce of rare breed.
It's very good.
Yeah. It was a surprising little blend that came up. What?
Nothing.
Okay. So this week, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're mainly drinking, apparently. Beer.
You've been to a yard.
Been to the Austin City Saloon. I'm also very tired. It's been a long couple of weeks, man.
It has.
Everybody keeps saying, I'm so excited for the long weekend. And I'm like, I don't get a long weekend.
You don't get a long weekend.
I don't get a long weekend.
No.
The only long vacations we have are when we ask off or holidays.
Something bit me.
So, Skeeter. But the one that's on the table at the moment, both of them are bourbon barrel aged, by the way. But the one that's on the table at the moment, I just got for the first time at West 6th.
Should I open it?
Last week. Absolutely. Yeah.
You're not going to ask me what I've been drinking?
I'm going to in a second.
Okay.
I'm just kind of setting everything up.
Okay, dude, sorry.
But then I'm going to ask you, Dad, what have you been drinking recently?
You can ask me when you're ready. Or...
I just did.
Hey, Perry.
What, Dad?
I am not trying to make this difficult for you. I'm trying to have a lot of fun because I don't want you stressed out. It's all cool and it's all
It's
fun.
fine. It's fine. What have you been drinking?
Well, my daily pours have really consisted of Russell's or Four Roses single barrel or Elijah Craig for the most part. When I'm not breaking bottles at the liquor barn like I did yesterday.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, they were very generous, and they didn't charge me for an extra bottle because it was in store.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't make a practice out of breaking bottles. I've done it before, and it's, it's not great. But knock on wood, dude.
I've never broken one. Like I've not broken a single bottle before. That was full at the very least. I mean, I've broken an empty one before, but that was just because I threw it in the bin, and I was like,
Goodbye.
whatever. But yeah, on its own, I've never dropped a full bottle in my life.
That's good.
So, well, hoping that streak continues.
I was bringing stuff in, and I dropped a bottle of Buffalo Trace in the garage.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you did that.
What a klutz.
You're fine.
Downstairs, I've been, like, TV time. Depends.
Yeah.
It's nothing's really changed much since the last time I recorded with you of what I have purchased. I did buy a bottle of Hotel Tango yesterday.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Have you opened it yet?
I have not. I was going to open it last night, and I think might open it a little bit tonight. And what do you suggest? You think I You think I should open it and then come back to it, or what?
No, I think it's great right out of the gate.
Right out of the hopper.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I might have it for the meetup this weekend as well.
Okay.
We'll see though.
We also will be part of the meetup this week.
You will be. You guys will be around for parts of it at the very least.
Yeah.
But excited.
We'll be around.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, it was a very last minute thing with that I didn't fully publicize through the podcast. It was just kind of like, oh, this is happening. If you have any interest, let me know. And so we threw it together really last minute. And of course, this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend. And we, nobody really had plans. Everybody was kind of looking for something. And so it fell pretty perfectly for everybody in the group that we were talking with. But
we'll all be safe, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like 95 to 99% of people who are going to be there are vaccinated. Yeah. So nothing to worry about there. That was the reason that it kind of came up in my head anyway, was because I wanted to, do something since everybody was starting to get vaccinated.
Right. I'm going to light the grill.
You mean just kind of keep going while you're
keep
doing
going,
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
Keep going, and if I can be heard off mic, I'll just yell out to you.
It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. So I made up some of that WB Hackle that Dave Jennings was, But I mean, I made it for my stream, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube page, it's youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast. And we're on the road to 1,000, as I've been saying. But anyway.
Dave's going to sign my book.
Dave is going to sign your book. And I'm going to get that sent over to him soon. I want to send some samples to him as well. But I'm very excited for you to get that signed.
It's
finally. You've had it since last year? Was it
I had
last
it
year's
since
Father's Day?
last year.
Yeah.
I've had a couple books signed. I had Dick Vitale signed a book for me.
Oh, that's cool.
And I remember Mom and I went to go to Joseph Beth, and Mom was not in a very good mood. She's like, if Dick Vitale says something bad to me, I'm going to chew his head off. And I'm like, I think he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
He was
the worst.
No, he was fantastic. He was so cool. And it's funny thing about that, Hillary Clinton was there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. She was either coming in right after Dick was leaving. And so we did not see her, but I just remembered that.
I did not know that story.
Oh. Have you tried that?
The beer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. The Bourbon County Stout? Because we have the West 6 poured at the moment.
The West 6 is what I meant.
Yes. Because I had one last week. Cheers. That was the worst clink I've ever heard.
Clinks.
It was a thud.
So I want to shout. Can I shout out real fast?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
I had one sip of this, and I said that I had to go get 4-pack, 6-pack,
I think I
whatever
need
they
a
had.
4-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
A high school friend of mine came in town yesterday, or came in Friday, and they were in town for Friday night and into yesterday. Bobby Lowerty, who was a swim teammate of mine at the Baylor School, and his girlfriend Paula were in town, and I told them about the podcast.
Oh, cool.
And I said, it's easy to remember the name. And they both said, it is easy to remember the name. So I hope they listen. I hope they're listening today. I'll probably text them and tell them that,
Yeah, please do.
I wanted to shout out. We had a good time
Tell
yesterday.
your friends about the show. Not just you, everybody.
I tell my friends.
Tell your friends about the show.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
What have you been drinking?
What else have I been drinking? Oh. Okay. I am really excited for you to try this.
Okay.
I got this in the mail yesterday.
Yeah.
From Heaven Hill. And we've been kind of circling around it, I think, since last year. It was either towards the end of last year or the beginning of this year. But it was the new version of
Dun, 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 dun.
Evan Williams 1783.
There you go.
Up to 90 proof.
Oh,
I think it's a
wow.
little bit older now. About the same price as well.
I bought a bottle of
But-
that yesterday, but not that one.
You bought this one?
I bought that one.
Yeah, I brought them both so we could compare them. But
Are you just are they? Is it great?
we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We don't have to do a review or anything. I mean,
I don't think we have to. We have time.
we don't have time.
No.
That's the thing. So maybe I'll actually review it on the live stream this week.
I'll tell you. This is really good.
It is fantastic. I mean, you can only really have one of these.
And we're split
they're
it.
so-
It's 10.5.
Well, it's not just that. It's so sweet.
It's very sweet.
And I don't normally like sweet beers in general, but it's the bourbon sweetness more than anything. It smells like your porch is burning down with the gas on. I know it's not.
It's old, man.
Yeah,
I
I
need
get a new girl soon.
I do. I need one. That and a computer.
Yeah, right? Your computer that sounds like it's taking off into outer space every time you boot it up.
My old tower is faster than my laptop.
I don't know how that's possible.
It still runs good. I don't care what you say.
On like Windows 6 or 7.
It still runs good. I
It
mean,
run-
it's,
yeah,
it- it's
runs just fine.
It's faster than. Trying to think of something to discuss.
Doesn't matter.
I
But
feel
I'll
like
tell
we're
you-
on a radio station remote.
Yeah, I know.
I'm waiting for
This week's
Venus
caller.
flytrap to come in.
Yeah, but so I'll tell you about the packaging, and I'll show it off on this week's live stream as well. But the media set, that we were sent from Heaven Hill, and normally we get sent like a shoebox
Right.
size, and it's full of like trim paper, and it's got a letter in it telling you about the release and the bottle or samples or whatever. And this time, the cardboard box that it came in was double the size of what we normally get.
Really?
And I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
Because, I was only supposed to get one bottle of the 1783.
Right.
And I thought, potentially maybe they sent one for me and whomever else. But I opened it, and it was this
Excuse me.
14 or 15 by 15 box. I mean, huge square. And I couldn't figure out what might be in it. I open it up. It's got the bottle, 2 rocks glasses.
Nice.
A stencil with the logo on it.
Wow.
Like a metal stencil. A face mask, which means that they probably came up with this a few months ago. A recipe card, and then a thing of hand sanitizer from Heaven Hill. So it was a really good
That's a good
care package or media package.
That's a good media package.
Yeah, and way above and beyond what they've ever done.
Are they open? They're open, aren't they?
Heaven Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, most distilleries are open.
Yeah, but like Jim Beam isn't.
Okay.
Beam hasn't been open for months.
Yeah.
I don't know when they're
Is
gonna.
Turkey open?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how limited they are on space right now, but I do know that they're open more, and they're probably starting to lift some of those
Right.
restrictions as well. But I miss Wild Turkey.
I miss BT too.
I miss going to all these places that I would normally go to on tours, and
Yeah.
you know, it didn't even have to be going and doing a tour. Just, you know, bringing a group of people there and then
Right.
sitting in the lobby and seeing everybody come through was one of my favorite things.
Sure.
But, you know, I've had 2 tours since last March, so
It'll pick up.
oh, it definitely will. It definitely will. But
Yesterday at Liquor Barn was one of those days that, you know, a couple from out of town were going down the bourbon aisle,
oh yeah,
wondering where the Pappy was, wondering where the Blanton's is, and you know the poor clerk was like, "This is really good. This is, you know, you should try this," and it's like, but this is not what we wanted
yeah. Well, what you want is not available.
at all.
So, oh well.
Oh well.
What do you like? Bourbon barrel aged beers,
I
just
do.
kind of in general.
I do. I like the Kentucky Ale.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really had that. Well, I've had the Goose Island.
Yeah.
The 3 that I've had are the one that we're drinking right now, the Goose Island. This is the West 6. It's in, you know, Lexington.
Yeah.
And
Kentucky Ale.
Kentucky Ale.
So
Do you?
I love bourbon
Yeah.
barrel ales. Well, bourbon barrel aged beers in general. Whether it's a stout or an ale or whatever.
What's the...
But- It's not quite 12 o'clock yet. It's asking me the temperature on the grill. But
he's my co-pilot.
this one in particular is not their standard stout. Mm-hmm. This is a wheat wine ale that they age in larceny barrels.
Have you had it?
I've not had this one yet.
Okay.
I've had this one since 2019.
I might have a bottle of that downstairs as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm perfectly happy to open it because A, I'm curious, and B, why the heck not? It's been sitting around for long enough.
Let's crack it open.
But you gonna chug here?
I'm going to sip it for a second. It's a pretty night out here tonight.
Yeah, it's really.
It's hot, it's a little warm.
Maybe the wheat wine ale will cool us down a bit.
But you know, it's not windy, so it's not showing up on the mic or anything.
Oh no! I mean, it's just ambiance out here.
Yeah.
Squirrels,
And I'm sitting in a
cardinals.
place that I've in almost 30 years of living in this house, I've never sat here.
I'll come out here and sit with you while you're grilling.
I know,
every
but
now and
the
then,
position
but-
that I'm
Really?
looking at our house, and
Yeah.
I've never sat here. Before.
I've definitely sat there before. This is fascinating stuff for everybody. By the way.
Nobody gives a shit. Excuse me.
Here, let's
You have an opener?
yeah.
Okay.
But in
Where'd you get it from?
My grandfather. I got bad news about this knife though.
Does it need to be sharpened?
Yes, but that's not it. The scissors, the spring in between broke, so they're virtually useless. I mean, they work fine, but you have to manually
Or do a straight line?
open up. Well, even then, I mean, it's not super reliable. How can we still hear the dogs and we're outside? I don't know.
Well, hopefully the dogs in the neighborhood don't start because they are a pain in the butt.
Do you want to? Do you want to try the old 1783
Sure.
before we pour the
The
new one?
Yeah.
Because I am curious what you think about it. Was it that I got a bottle of 1783 for you?
For Father's
For
Day again
something?
last year.
Was that last year? Golly, man. Also, mine's got a little dust on it. Sorry. But it's always been kind of one of those way under the radar. bottles.
It's a good price. It is low proof,
It's really
and it's
good.
also very good.
Yeah.
And don't ever let the name fool you.
You're getting close to about 1 o'clock, by the way.
Okay.
Well, I think Evan Williams still has quite a bit of clout around it. It depends on the product itself.
Right.
Regular Evan Williams Black Label, I don't think people are,
I have an
that
airplane
crazy.
bottle downstairs.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've actually got a...
Your bottled and bond is amazing, though.
Oh, I do love it. But I've got one of the, like, plastic traveler bottles of regular Evan Williams. And, I mean, I've had it for a couple of years now.
Right.
And I got it just for a stream or an episode or something. And it's just kind of sat there. But every now and then I'm like,
Take a hit off of it.
may as well. I finally got around.
Sorry.
And part of it was because, Holly and Emma were coming over to take care of Eden
Right.
on Saturday night. But I finally got around to organizing my cabinet again for the first time since Eden was born.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
Did you find stuff?
Yes. I didn't realize how many Elijah Craig picks I have.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got over a dozen of them.
Are they 94 proof or are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that they're doing Elijah Craig barrel-proof picks now?
Oh, no.
I'm so excited.
No.
I'm so excited.
Dane's throwing your baby up in the air.
I was throwing my baby up in the air earlier today, too. It was great. She was super happy about
We had
it.
the first Ritter outing at lunch today, and it was just a blast.
Oh, it was fantastic. You haven't been out with Eden
No.
anywhere yet.
No.
But
we-
we've taken her out before.
We were saying how good she did.
She did great.
Nobody cares about this either. Let's talk. It's a baby. You better care. It's my grandkid. This is good.
Old 1783. Doesn't have a whole lot of bite to it. It's
That's okay.
super easy to drink. And is just really approachable. I think it's one of the... Well, I don't know if this point's valid anymore because there is a new version of it, but it's one of the better values in bourbon.
Would you consider somebody that is kind of starting off? You could throw this out to them
Yeah.
and say, this or H&H 90?
Oh, that's a good question. I lean a little bit more towards Heaven Hills
I know you do.
basic profile. I would probably go 1783, but at the same time, I think they serve different purposes because Ancient Age 90 is the same as the Blanton's mash bill. It's high rye.
Right.
So it's for getting people more accustomed to spice. This is just more of a flavor journey, I guess, or exploration than Ancient Age 90 is supposed to be. So I think that they both have their merits, but I don't think that they necessarily need to be one or the other.
Right.
So
Totally different. But something that you can throw at somebody that's not been drinking higher proof stuff. That's what I'm that's what I'm leaning towards.
I think that you can surprise people who might have been drinking for a while with this one.
Especially both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think that it's a dark horse, honestly, because it's got a black label.
No, George Harrison. That was his record label.
I'm missing the connection.
Dark
What's that have to
horse.
do with Evan Williams?
It doesn't. He just said Dark Horse, and I had to deal with.
Dark Horse is also a comic book publisher.
Okay.
I'm just confused with the link between the two, Wes.
What
We're at 2 o'clock right now.
All right. We're about ready to cool it down.
You do that, and I'll crack open the Goose Island wheat wine.
Uh-oh.
That is so much lighter than I thought it was
is
going
a
to
lot
be.
lighter.
Might save a little bit for
For Dane Dane?
Dane, too. Yeah. Wow.
Look at the color of that.
I mean, I know it. Again, it's an ale. It's not a stout, but I just was not expecting it to look more like Yingling.
What's the alcohol?
Truth be told, I don't know.
It doesn't say. 15.3.
Holy moly!
He won't drink it.
He will if we surprise him with it.
Oh, just don't look at the bottle. Drink it.
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, wow.
It smells like cake.
Yeah, I like cake. It's got floaties in it, though.
I'm not too worried.
I'm drinking it. I'm drinking, you're drinking, we're all drinking.
I'm thirsty.
You know, it's very good. I was expecting...
It's so different from what we just
It's totally
had.
different from what we just had.
Wow.
Because it's an ale.
Yeah. I would almost drink that on the beach.
Well, you might.
During the summer.
Mom had yesterday at Bear and the
Bear and the
Butcher.
Butcher.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're in Lexington, go check out Bear and Butcher.
Yeah.
You want to know what?
A friend of ours owns the place. His name is Tom Bear. This is good, Pear.
Speaking of Yingling, though, I think it would be really cool if Yingling did a bourbon barrel aged beer.
It would be.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about this before. You should take that mini barrel that you have,
And put beer in it.
put beer in it. We had talked about High Life at one point, but I think you should do Yingling now.
Okay. Well,
You don't want to?
No.
You don't like me?
How long is it going to take to pour like beer and let the foam die down? You see what I mean?
Oh,
It's going to take it's going to be a process.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to take as long as you think it will.
And put it in the fridge,
You talking about like dumping it out of the...
bottles into.
No, I think you could probably pour it right into the barrel.
That's what I mean.
But you're talking about like putting the beer in the barrel in the fridge?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you need to do that.
All right, let me ask a question.
Okay.
There's a little bit left in the barrel right now. There's Turkey 101 in the barrel right now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What
I might
if-
finish that tonight.
What
I
if-
know what you're about to say. I might finish that tonight.
Finish it.
But I don't think that mixing the two of them together is a great idea. You've had a Boilermaker before, right?
Damn right I have.
That they're the worst thing in the world.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And I want to rock. I get my belly full of beer. Elton John, cheers.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to do that.
All right. So
I
just
would-
finish the barrel and then go ahead and pour something in there.
Yeah, I think you should take a couple of bottles of Yingling, 3 or 4, whatever it takes.
It's going to take a lot more than that.
Whole case,
It's going to
8,
take
9 a keg. Who's to say? The entire brewery.
get Yingling on the phone right now.
Hey Siri. Okay, Google. Call Yingling.
Call Yingling.
I think we should try some of the new 1783
I
now
think we should.
as well. I can't wait for you to try this.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I was worried that you didn't. You didn't like it.
It's not that. It's not that I am trying to, mess with you or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it is different enough. I will say,
Okay.
4 proof points higher.
Okay.
Again, I think it's a
So it's
little
90.
bit.
It's 90
Yeah,
now,
it's
yeah.
90. I think it is a little bit older than it was before.
So this has been sitting. Not to sound like a dope, it's sitting in the barrel a little bit longer.
Yeah. Here's my thinking about this. What?
I'm looking at the 2 bottles. I'm just trying to compare what they're promoting.
You don't want to finish the thought?
No,
Okay, great.
no.
Well, here. Let me just go ahead and say. Here's what I think this is going to be. I think this, And I don't want to believe it because I have tried so hard to deny that it's going to happen. I think this is going to replace Heaven Hill 6-year 90 proof, the green label. I think that they are reserving the stock
For the replacement.
for the replacement. And we've kind of seen over the past few months that people can't get it as frequently as they were able to. I asked Bernie at Heaven Hill about it, and he said it's not going away. The handle's going away.
You told me that.
Yeah. But I think this might
This is
be
gonna be
what
the-
the new version of it is.
How-
Which I'm still a little disappointed in.
Yeah. How close are they to like putting out their new bottled and bond?
I mean, it's out. It's just not in Kentucky.
Oh
It's a lot sweeter.
God.
I think it's sweeter and got a lot more depth to it
It
as well.
all of the above.
It's really well layered,
It's-
especially on the nose, I think.
like I'm smelling. I smell peppermint. I smell.
I taste peppermint.
and I taste peppermint as well. You know, Perry, I'm going to go back to something too. I hope the listeners don't just roll their eyes at me because of my past of what I used to drink. But I have gone, and I've said this in like the past episode. I've gone back to Maker's Mark. Somebody's put their garbage. And
Happy Sunday. No, but I have too.
it's good.
I quite like it. And I was never trying to get you to stop drinking Makers. I just wanted you to try something else.
And I wanted to, and I did. And,
Yeah.
And I'm glad I have
Yeah.
because I remember
Because you drank 2 different bourbons
two.
for the longest time. Woodford and Maker's Mark. And and by the time that I had started the podcast and was getting into bourbon, I was like, but you got to try this. And you had never had Weller at that point. And you'd never had Larceny. And the reason I mentioned those two is because they're both wheated bourbons.
Right.
And they were kind of being marketed as,
I gotta have just a.
no, you go for it. But they had been marketed as like the alternative to Makers. You know,
Yeah.
they're cheaper. One of them's higher proof. Another one of them is actually higher proof too. And,
Yeah.
you know, you pay initially like $1 more than you would for Makers.
Right.
And you get 107 proof.
You get a whole much
But-
better product, but it's Makers is still a proven
agree.
good product.
I agree.
And what I interrupted you.
No, it's fine.
What I was going to say was what they're doing at that distillery right now, putting out like the 101. That's not going to be around for much longer.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true at all.
Okay.
That's,
I hope it stays around.
it's staying around.
good.
So it started as a it started as a like a duty-free shop only
The 101.
release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before that it started as anytime anybody came to the distillery that the Samuels were trying to wine and dine.
Right.
They give them an older product at a higher proof to show them what Makers could really be.
Right.
And then they were like,
Why?
let's put it out there for some people. And it was at duty-free shops. And then they wanted to give everybody else the chance to try it.
They're smart.
101 is better than 90.
Tons.
Cast strength is better than the both of them.
Yeah.
I don't have a ranking for 46 and 46 cask
I
yet,
haven't
though.
opened my 46 cast yet.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
All right, well, we'll do it tonight.
I haven't tried the cast drink yet for some reason I don't know, but I have a lot of private select downstairs that I have not returned to in a while.
Yeah.
And one reason is it's higher proof than I really want to go to at times.
Sure.
And so so that's that.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's still... It's kind of one of the reasons that I like rare breed so much, because it's higher proof, but not so high proof that you kind of feel bad.
Yeah.
But I can understand that. Thankfully, though, I mean, they stick around about 110, 112 proof. But there are a lot of really good Maker's Private Selects out there.
There are.
At the moment.
And it seems like you know, the liquor stores around here have their own 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like we gave Dane for his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Dane or Sweet D or whatever it was called.
Sweet D.
Sweet D.
Yeah.
I have to ask him what he
forgot
thought about that.
Did he drink any of the...
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Well, I mean of this. Of the wheat wine.
He took a couple sips.
He doesn't want any more of it?
I think so.
Oh, daggone it, Dane. Well, Dad's oiling up the grill and getting dinner ready for us, so might be time for us to start thinking about moving into tips and bits for this week. While you're doing that, I guess I'll go ahead and do my tips and bits. Take your time. Take your time. You don't have to rush at all. Let's see. So I've been on the journey recently. I don't know if I've told you this. To play through all of the Legend of Zelda games. And I just the other day... I'm sorry?
From the beginning?
Yeah.
The hardest games ever?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, I mean, I beat Zelda 1.
Really?
Yeah, it was incredibly tough. But I just finished Link's Awakening the other day. And
Switch?
on Switch,
I haven't finished it yet.
it's beautiful.
I have not finished it yet.
And I love the original release. But the Switch version is so pretty.
Because I want to go back and play it again, and
That final boss battle, though,
it's tough as heck, isn't
it's so tough.
it? Yeah.
But it's awesome.
Okay.
I mean, it looks great.
Cool.
So I kind of like started a couple of games, and then I was like, I'm going to go back and start from the
Right.
beginning. So I beat Ocarina of Time again, and I got like halfway through Majora's Mask, and that's
Right.
when I decided to go back to the beginning. So I'm still working on Majora's Mask at the moment, but
You just can't. Link's Awakening is my favorite game. I've played
of all
it.
time?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I'm just not a big gamer.
Well, no. Not,
And it's one of-
it's totally fine.
It's one of the first games on Game Boy that I ever played. I didn't know how involved it was. And
It's a lot.
like I could probably play the original Game Boy version. I could probably play it in a day. And if I took the time and did it and I could ace through it. The Switch version has got some things that I haven't, gotten into much, but
But the thing about the Switch version is that if you don't want to do all of those extra things,
you don't have to.
you don't have to. You can basically finish the game the exact same way that you would have
Right.
on the Game Boy.
But
But
I'm a completist.
well, that's fair. That's fair. And let me tell you, there's some tough stuff in
There's some tough
in
stuff
the
in
Switch
there.
version.
Yeah.
So and like I had a few times where I was like scratching my head and getting frustrated, but
I had to cheat at Dane stuff. Jesus.
But okay. You do have the 3DS. Mm-hmm. I think that you should play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Okay. I have them both.
Majora's Mask is hands down my favorite game of all time.
I've heard you say that.
Yeah. And Ocarina of Time is just one of the best games ever.
Right.
So,
Which first?
you have to play Ocarina first because
Because of-
it comes sequentially before.
Okay.
And the Zelda timeline is ridiculous, but Majora's Mask is, I think, one of the only direct sequels to a previous game.
Right.
So, yeah, Majora's Mask is actually a sequel to Ocarina of Time.
Okay. I gotta check on the flames.
Okay.
Man, these are such good looking steaks.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, they do.
Not too big, not too small.
Any music?
Actually, yes.
What?
It's nothing that I've listened to recently, though, but I just ordered.
Yeah.
So it's, I guess, a future tips and bits. Kentucky for Kentucky did a whole Parks and Rec themed
I heard you all
release.
talking about that.
Yeah, so the in-show band that Chris, what's his name?
Pratt.
Chris Pratt, thank you. That he leads, it's called Mouse Rat.
Mm-hmm.
And they put out some of the music that they played on the show online years ago, and they put it out on vinyl.
You ordered it?
Yes. It's like a
I'll steal your download card.
It's like a blue, I don't know if it has one,
it
but
doesn't have
it's
it.
got like a blue disc, like a blue vinyl.
Sweet.
It's so cool looking. I'm so excited for it.
I wanna hear it.
And it's been a while where I've made an impulsive purchase like that, but as soon as Lucy sent it to me, I was like, yeah, we're
It's okay.
we're getting that.
It's
We're
okay.
getting that. What do you have for tips and bits, Papa Ritter? OG Papa Ritter, as you've been.
Who calls me that, Chris?
Chris, Emily, Lil.
I love it. Thank you.
I think the Starkeys do too.
Yeah.
The Bernickies definitely do.
I can't wait to see those guys this weekend.
Man, there's a great crowd of people who are coming in this weekend.
I can't wait. We can't wait to see everybody. What have I? Well, I started Twin Peaks again. And
We started Psych again.
did you?
So.
Yeah, I started season 3 of Twin Peaks. It's time of the year that you do that. And I listened to while we were getting ready for lunch today. I listened to this is a Twin Peaks podcast, a podcast about Twin Peaks.
Oh, nice.
And
It's a really good
they
podcast.
showed me a couple things that I keep missing. I mean, every time I watch those shows, I
No, the bottle, Dad.
what?
Can you hand me the bottle?
Oh yeah. That's your point at a freaking squirrel.
Look, a squirrel, Dad. Over yonder, a monkey.
Music. All right, music. I'm kind of in a Neil Young phase.
At
what?
home.
At home.
That doesn't surprise me for some reason.
I'm kind of in my car. It's Dave Matthews, but
His real fans know him as Dave. It's fine.
But at home, it's been Neil, and I purchased the Deja Vu Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young box set.
Have you gotten the new Petty box set yet?
I got it for Christmas. The Wildflowers.
Oh, is it that old?
Yeah,
They've only just started promoting it on Sirius. I feel
yeah,
like.
I got it for Christmas.
Sorry, Dad.
You all gave it to me.
Yeah, we did.
It's okay.
I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
It's
I
not.
do want to promote on Sirius. I do want to promote the channel Volume.
We've talked about them before.
We've talked about Volume before. There's a Facebook group called Volume Maniacs. That's a lot of fun. And then the last one I have is I haven't seen this show yet, but
Oh yeah,
there's a show on Apple Plus. It's a series, not a documentary. It's a doc series called 1971. The year music changed everything, or something to that effect.
Like the year music changed forever.
Yeah,
Something like
something.
that?
I'm not really
Yeah.
sure, but
I'm so excited to watch it.
I really want to see that.
I'll probably watch it this week, honestly.
And I can't wait for you to tell me what you think about it, because what they have been saying on Volume about that show, especially in Debatable, was it's a deep dive and it takes a lot, and there's crossovers.
That's awesome.
Like you'll see The Who somewhere doing something, like Who's Next came out that year, and then 6 or 7 episodes later, that appears again. So
I'm just looking
my
forward
tips.
to checking it out.
That's
Yeah.
my tips and bits, and
And that's pretty much this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that about does it.
You know where you want to find me?
Where can they do that?
You can find me on Facebook.
Have you listened to the show before?
My Twitter handle is at JD Ritter 2. I'm Instagram at Ritter 5. And reach out to me.
I am at Perr Ritter 1492 on all social media channels. If you want to find the show itself, it's at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can leave us a 5-star rating and review. We will read it out here on the show if you would like for us to. If not, just let us know in whatever podcatcher app that you listen to. But otherwise, it really does help the show. It's one of the best ways to help the show so that other people can get to finding it, I guess. You can find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. You can send your questions or comments to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. Our glassware as well. You can find those at whiskeyambitions.com.
Skateboard?
Skateboards at bourbonshop.threadless.com.
Thanks, Chad.
This is your last week, actually, to find all of our glasses.
Ooh.
After this coming weekend, they're sold out.
Done.
So,
Can't hide.
little tip for you guys if you've not yet bought one of our This Is My Bourbon drinking glass Glencairns, which we're both actually drinking out of right
we
now.
are. No, actually,
Thanks to Chad and Sarah. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
What up? Anyway. I go live every Thursday evening on YouTube at youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And I stop in for a few minutes.
You do. Pretty much every week. And we all give you a little shout out.
I just makes my ego grow.
That's not good.
Says
What else do we do? I'm on TikTok at My Bourbon Pod.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm
not on TikTok.
I'm at My Bourbon Pod. You don't have to worry about
I
it.
don't
It's fine.
want to. I'm too old for that
But I think that about does it. Patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month gets you bonus content like the pregame chats and the newly reimagined Last Call, which will be coming out very soon as well. That does it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week. But until then, I'm Perry, and this is My Bourbon Podcast.